Hi everyone, so this is going to be a Natalie Portman makeup tutorial. Now I know that I don't look anything like her, unfortunately, but she is a celebrity who I really love her makeup, because with a lot of celebrities sometimes I can really appreciate their makeup and think it looks really great, like Kim Kardashian for example, but I just feel like they're a little bit much and not something that I would actually wear, whereas Natalie's makeup is a very kind of polished, very well blended, very glowing, very kind of beautifying makeup look that I think would look good on most people. It's just a very kind of universally flattering makeup look, and I really like that. So this is the look that I've created today, and I will let you get on to the video and I hope you enjoy it. So in order to really perfect the skin, I'm going to start with a primer, and this is the Murad Skin Perfecting Primer. And I'm just going to apply a thin layer of this all over my face to A, prep the skin for makeup, and B, just to help my foundation have that extra kind of polished glow. And this is a slightly tinted primer, so it does help to kind of neutralise anything that you might have going on in your skin. So you might end up using a little bit less of your foundation. So now I've got that out of the way, it kind of makes your skin look a little bit orange for a moment, but it then just straight away settles into the skin. I'm going to go ahead and use my foundation, and my foundation of choice is Bourjois Healthy Mix. And the reason I've used this is just because I feel like she always has a really dewy, beautiful kind of look, but it's quite a polished, glamorous foundation look, if that makes sense. I'm just going to start to apply this in the centre of my face and blend it out. I'm going to use a Sigma, what is this, the F80 brush, and I'm just going to start to stipple it in. So once that's all stippled in, I'm just going to start to kind of blend it into the skin a little bit more and see where I need some extra coverage, which for me is always around my cheek area. And I'm going to just take some on my eye area too, and on my forehead, everywhere, just to get a really perfect, flawless foundation. And taking foundation over my eyelids is not something I would normally do, but for this look you just want everything to look really uniform and beautiful and perfect. Make sure you blend it really well along your jawline. So there, once you've got a kind of thin but flawless layer of foundation put down, I'm then going to go in with a little bit of concealer, because I obviously really need concealer on my sun damaged areas, and I'm going to use some of the Vichy Derma Blend concealer, and I'm going to use the shade number, I think this is 15, yeah, number 15. This is just a glossy box sample, but I'm going to use this on the areas where I need a little bit more coverage. And then just with the same brush I used for my foundation, tap it all in. Just to kind of make it appear a little bit more uniform. It's not going to kind of go completely, it's a really difficult thing to conceal, but it does really make a big difference. Then for the concealer under my eyes, I'm going to use a little bit of the Laura Mercier Secret Concealer in shade number 3, just to get rid of any under eye darkness. And I'm just going to pat that in with my ring finger. Then to give the skin an even more polished glow, I'm going to apply highlighter straight onto my foundation, liquid highlighter, just to really help my skin look as kind of polished as possible. I'm using Benefit's High Beam highlighter. I'm just going to apply it onto the high points of my cheeks, like so. And then I'm going to blend it in using a Eco Tools brush. This is just kind of like a domed brush. I'm just going to kind of use this brush to really help it melt into my skin and just look like I've got really polished, beautiful skin naturally. And then you can just use your hands to kind of smoothen any edges. And you can apply a little bit onto your Cupid's bow as well. That really helps to kind of define the area. Like so, and then just blend it in. I'm then just going to lightly powder my skin using my Rimmel Silky Loose powder, and only lightly because her skin never looks very powdery, it just looks like it's got kind of a really polished finish to it. So I'm going to start on the forehead area, and I'm using a MAC 182 brush to do this with. Just really buff it into the skin so you've got kind of minimal powder. Just a little bit over your eyelids too, it really helps to brighten up the area. And then I'm going to move on to brows. Now for brows, you want to make sure that you're using something that's kind of quite defining, but she never has a really strong brow. It's just a really kind of beautifying natural brow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush my brows into place using a, this is the Blush Professional Lash and Brow Tamer, and I'm going to use this dark brown shade by Essence right here. This is the Eyebrow Stylist set. It's got kind of a taupia shade and a brown shade. I'm going to use the brown shade because I've got much darker brows. And then with a little angled brush, I'm just going to start to fill them in, just anywhere where they're a little bit sparse. And then brush through with the brow tamer again to remove any excess powder. And brush them into place. Then on my eyes, I'm going to use this shade right here called Foxy from the Urban Decay Naked Palette 2. I'm going to just dust this all over my eyelid, all the way up to my brow bone, just to create that kind of really smooth, lovely canvas. And really brighten up the eye, if you can see the difference in how much brighter that one compared to that one looks. Then in my crease, I'm going to just use a kind of matte brown colour, something really simple and nothing too shimmery. And I'm going to use the shade Tease from the Urban Decay Naked Palette, which is this shade right here. It's just kind of like a medium toned, cool toned brown. So just in the crease of my eye, just to create a slight bit of shading. Like so, and then I'm just going to blend it out. You just want a really light definition. You don't want anything that's too kind of smoky or anything like that. Then I'm going to apply a little bit of eyeshadow, and I'm going to use it as a liner, and I'm going to use another one from the Urban Decay Naked Palette 2, and it's the shade Blackout, which is just a really deep, beautiful matte black shade. I'm going to get it on an angled brush. This is a really kind of stiff angled brush from Maybelline. And I'm going to just use it to kind of traipse along my upper lash line. I'm not going to wing it out too much, it's not going to be a real flick, but it's just going to add definition at the base of your eyelashes. So you just want to get it as close to the root as possible. And just press it down. Like so. Just to get a real beautiful kind of thick lash line going on, and you can wing it out slightly So like that, you don't want to have anything more dramatic than that, and then you can just go in and perfect the shape a little bit, just kind of make the line straighter or adjust it to suit your eye shape, anything like that. So that's the eyes done. I've then just applied a couple of coats of mascara because she does like quite a lashy look. You can go ahead and apply some false lashes for this look, but I like to keep it a little bit more natural. I'm not a fan of false lashes, to be honest. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of blusher now, and I'm going to use just a very neutral, natural shade. This is by Fashionista and it's in the shade Cinnamon, which looks like this. It's kind of coming off a little bit pinker on camera than it actually is. And I'm just going to apply this kind of not directly on the apples, more on the upper part of my cheek. Like so. And then I'm going to blend it in because, like we said, we want a really seamless finish. So I'm just using a large powder brush to just really blend the blush in so it appears really beautiful and really seamless. As if the glow is sort of just coming from within. Like so. Then I'm just going to apply a little bit more highlighter, and I'm going to use a powder highlighter this time. I'm going to use the Bourjois, one of the little round pot blushes. This is in number 34, which looks like this, and it's just a really lovely shimmery shade. I'm just going to get some on a fan brush and just apply on the high points of my cheeks just to create a little bit more of a glow. And just to add a bit more definition to and for lips, I'm going to just line my lips using this nude lip liner, which is by Essence, and it's called In the Nude. Just to create a lovely shape and add a little bit of definition. Like so, and then I'm just going to mix two shades, and they're both quite kind of rosy toned shades. The first one I'm going to use is by L'Oreal, and it's number 257 Sunset Blush, which is a really lovely pink. So I'm going to apply a layer on my bottom lip, and then I'm just going to work it into my lips. And then I'm going to apply another lipstick and work that into my lips. And I'm going to use MAC's Viva Glam Cindy. Really work that colour into your lips. It's coming off a little bit redder on camera than it actually is. I'm going to add a little bit more of a sunset blush. Like so, and that is the finished look. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. If you've got any questions or anything like that, then definitely let me know, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.